Alright folks, how's everybody doing, alright? Yeah, well someone's responding, alright? I'm going to start off with a few definitions. The official definition of irony. A fat woman who doesn't swallow. The official definition of a sociopath? Me. Come December the 27th, when supermarkets don't open for Christmas Day and Boxing Day, you're bound to run out of bread and milk, that's always the way. And you run out of that sort of stuff. You go to a supermarket and you still use the self-service checkout because you don't want to have any contact with humanity. And a quicker one, the official definition of a cunt, Jeremy Kyle.
So that any look again.
I heard the news on Tuesday that Jeremy Kyle has got testicular cancer. Yes! Thank you, there is karma! Nice to know Jeremy Kyle's cunt of a personality has not been affected in any way. Now, Jeremy Kyle has now only got one testicle, which puts him in the same realm as Lance Armstrong and Adolf Hitler. Not a combination you want to have in your Christmas card list. But of course Lance Armstrong went on Oprah to confess to all his drugs and stuff. Jeremy Kyle doesn't need that, he has his own show and his own lie detector. And I just want to be his GP announcing the fact that he's got testicular cancer. You know for a fact that because of patient confidentiality, all treatments have to be done with gold envelopes. Open up the envelope. Do you really want to know? Do you really want to know? Come on. Took about 5 minutes to get the thing through. The two most popular phrases on the Jeremy Kyle show are grow a pair and do one. Nowadays, it's do a pair and grow one. That's another Jeremy Kyle stuff. Next up, we have one guy who deserves my respect, and I deserve his. Felix Baumgartner. If I said that wrong, I apologise. For those of you who don't know, he was the guy who jumped off the spaceship into Earth to travel faster than the speed of sound. Now, I can't swim. I was the only person in school who can combine swimming with abseiling. But when you're on top of the diving board, there's always a tiny part of your brain, just a small part that's going, don't miss the fucking pool. Whatever you do, don't miss the pool. He's standing up there in the equivalent of a space shuttle barracks home with a parachute, and there's just a tiny part of him that's going, don't miss the fucking planet. Otherwise you'll never be found. And what would happen if his parachute had failed at that height? Because a normal skydive, I say that as if I've been skydiving, I'm scared of heights, I wouldn't go. But a normal skydive takes about, what, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes? You won't even have time to go, oh shit, the parachute's not before your people patter. But for the height of Felix, he had a full 20 minutes. He probably had a danger wet before he ripped his parachute open. Okay, let's see what else I've got. Oh yes, someone else that these people, some of them everyone will have suffered from recently, this splurge of takeaway leaflets that have been running around this place. Every week you get at least 2 new pizza places open up and you get the leaflets advertised on the menus. Folks, no one cares about takeaway menus. You do the same thing every week, you choose your takeaway by how close they are to the drinking establishment and whether you've been banned from the place or not. If you have one of these people who say, oh well there's a place down the road, 2 miles down the road, 30p tip for your pizza. Yeah, well you're going to pay the 8 quid for the taxi fare to get us there? And if you do have one of these people who say, well 30p tip, tell them to take their OJ and fuck off. They're not welcome around the drinking establishment anymore. Okay. Now, you might not like this and you're probably going to be scared of it. But I am looking for a girlfriend. That's a scary thought if ever there fucking was one. Now, I have several requirements for dating. I have to have some degree of standards. I will not ever date a woman whose arm hair completely covers her wristwatch. I will never date a woman whose feet are bigger than mine. If they have a size 12 feet, we're talking about a woman who has a children's sandpit on her feet. And I certainly wouldn't want to get caught in those footprints. And I will never date a woman who's taller than me. If I see a woman who's 6'5", I'm not even looking for the Adam's apple, I'm running the other way. I would chuck her a basketball, but then again, probably wouldn't work, she hasn't got Olympic funding for it. Now, I want special dedication, please, to Scotland. They deserve one award.
Scotland!
They deserve one award for me because they are the only country in the Western world where Coca-Cola is not the best-selling soft drink. And I'm glad of that. They have got Iron Brew. I would love to be at the Coca-Cola AGM meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, we got #1 South in England, Wales, Northern Ireland. How are we doing in Scotland? Second. Massive hush over the AGM. Of course, with Iron Brew, they don't even know what flavour it is, so the Americans have banned it out of spite. And I've come up with my own plan to celebrate Scotland in my own unique way. Deep fried Iron Brew. Don't ask how I'm going to do it, I'm going to work on that later on. I'm not the how guy, you're the how guy. I just come up with the ideas and then kick back and play golf. Now, one thing I have noticed, okay, is accents, because I've been lucky enough to travel all around the country. The West Country, I feel, is a much maligned accent. For those of you who are into your drum and bass music, you'll notice that all the MCs in drum and bass have got a London accent. And I think they're missing a trick here. I'm going to do the West Country drum and bass MC. And over there, when the first straight to the reason, play no good, right out and down from the fucking around, the one that just could be sorry, that keep you really right. I was become an harvester, enjoy right, I think that'll work quite well. Now, of course, because accents are different, I'm from the south, I apologise for that, and we go dirt, dark, dem, hit with the beats, mate, yeah, that's the stuff we're talking about. For most of Yorkshire, Leeds exempt, they go, tuh, do you fancy coming to pub? Whereas in Leeds, the word that is just completely obliterated, which takes some getting used to. Do you fancy coming to pub? No. And then in Scotland, where my sister currently studies, they go, so, as in, aye, that's the porridge. So they've got S in Scotland, T in the north of England, D down south. STD running down the spine of the country, and we wonder why we've got a chlamydia epidemic. Now, if you look at the political map of Great Britain, you realise very quickly that it's an old man on his knees. Scotland's the head, with the Orkney Islands being the dandruff. Wales is the beer gut. Devon and Cornwall are the knees. Kent is the feet, they're pointing backwards. Look at that map and tell me where London is. That's right, London is the arsehole of the country, and given where Luton is, it's in close proximity, just a bit north and a bit deeper. Luton is equivalent to that shitty little piece of toilet paper that you can never fucking remove.
Coventry!
Coventry, I've actually been to Coventry.
I'm from there.
Yeah, you're from Coventry. I've actually been to Coventry, and from that position, it's like Coventry's the liver. Because you've got Manchester, the heart, which is rather worrying, we're going to die of a heart attack, because no one can bloody access the place. Coventry's the liver, Birmingham's the spleen, and then you've got London being the arsehole, complete with the Thames estuary to pump the shit out into the North Sea. Now, of course, I am from Luton, which means we are going to get Millwall in Luton. What could possibly go wrong? Of course, Luton's a shithole, and you know it. Just look at the two syllables of the town's name: Lou and Ton. Lou's a shit container, Ton is heavyweight. Luton's a heavyweight shit container containing 250,000 arseholes. Now, what else? Oh, I forgot about this one. It's Valentine's Day coming up. The patron saint of rapists. For those of you who don't know, I've done a bit of research into this. The Valentine's Day that we know was originated by Geoffrey Chaucer. Made famous, of course, by the Bill Bailey Chaucer pub gag. Now, Chaucer was a famous womanizer, misogynist, and he is alleged to have been a rapist as well. Nice to know we have modern-day romance celebrated in his style. People currently celebrate, hey, here's a box of milk tray, give me a blowjob. That's all Valentine's Day is. It's disgusting. And of course, the rules of supply and demand dictate that the price of a hypnol this week has now doubled. Rules of supply and demand there. Now, I'm going to end with possibly my most controversial material I've done here. And boy, there is some stiff competition for that. I have never, ever understood the point of blowjobs. Yeah, never understood the point of them. Think about it. There's 8 cutters, 4 piercers, and 20 grinders to contend with, and you're putting the one thing that makes you a bloke other than your best skin rug in there, along with a time that can strangulate the blood flow in 90 seconds. Hello? You're not a fucking earwig. If that gets bit off, you can't grow another one. And of all the time you're thinking, okay, of all the time she can tell me she's epileptic, this would be one of the fucking worst. The only time worse than that is if you are licking her out and she has an epileptic fit. You get cauliflower eared by both bloody cellulite-ridden thighs. I've never understood the point of it, never understood it. Also, why is it called a blowjob? No blowing's involved. You're sending it the wrong way, you're going to blow the cock off. Yeah, you end up having a scrotum that just falls down and testicles going down. You lose one testicle and all of a sudden you're back to Jeremy Kyle again. Thank you very much. I've been underneath, still am Colin. Good.